Pawn Stars is known for showing off some of the rarest items in the famous and one and only gold and silver pawn shop located on the outskirts of Las Vegas. While the show has become a staple and has its own league, it's never failed to show off the highest priced items in the entire world, and some rare ones. In today's video, we're going to talk about 10 of the most expensive purchases on Pawn Stars. But before we begin, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click that bell icon so you get updated every time we post new videos. With that being said, let's dive right into it. Number 10. Vic Flick's 1961 Fender Stratocaster guitar. Number 10 on the list is a Fender Stratocaster. It was brought to the shop by Vic Flick himself, a legendary studio musician who played the guitar riff on the James Bond theme. He confirmed that his particular instrument was used on historic recordings of songs by the Beatles, by John Lennon and Tom Jones. After coming to know of the fact that the guitar was in fact very rare and was one of the last guitars used by John Lennon, Rick came to know of its true value and bought the guitar for $55,000. More than our entire life savings, huh? Number 9. JFK Cigar Box. One of the most historic items to ever pass through Golden Gavel Pawn was a cigar box that belonged to President John F. Kennedy while he was in office. The box was on the president's desk in the Oval Office and even had a handful of cigars still in it. The shop paid a total amount of $60,000 after considerable haggling, hoping they could make even more off of the piece of American history. Number 8. 2014 Hertz Penske GT Mustang. Of course, cars are some of the most priced out items on the show, though they're usually classic cars. Now, every celebrity owns a Mustang, and we don't have to wonder why. I mean, look at this beauty. It looks different and is probably one of the fastest beasts on the road. Rick paid quite a bit for a 2014 Ford GT Mustang made in collaboration between Roger Penske and the rental company Hertz. Considering it was one of the first 10 of its kind, he was happy to pay $60,000 for the car. Number 7. 1922 Proof Piece High Relief Dollar. The 1922 High Relief Dollar is frequently described as one of the rarest coins in American history. Yet somehow, a man brought it to Golden Gavel claiming to have won it in a poker game. He had some idea of what it was, saying that he believed there were 12 of them or less left in the world, and that he wanted $20,000 for it. He ended up making far more, as Rick brought in an expert that valued the coin between $50,000 and $100,000. Mercifully, he paid the man $80,000 for the ultra-rare piece. Quite a buy, ain't it? Number 6. 1932 Custom Ford Roadster. It's no surprise to see a car nearly 90 years old on the list. I mean, come on. We've all had fantasies to dress up like Thomas Shelby and ride a freaking Ford Roadster. Rick haggled hard over the custom jet black Roadster, with his son Corey taking part as well. In the end, he managed to snap it up for $68,250, a sum that would have horrified motorists from the 1930s, who paid around $300 for it. Now this is what I call a legendary buy. Number 5. 1961 Gibson SG Les Paul guitar. The second guitar on the list was previously owned by Mary Ford, the wife of Les Paul himself. Who doesn't know the legendary guitarist Les Paul and his ultra-rare pieces which he self-crafted for Jimmy Page and even for his wife Mary Ford? This was one of the rarest items on Pawn Stars, as Paul's wife even claimed that she co-wrote a number of massive hits with the guitar legend. This particular guitar would have been a rare and valuable instrument even without the history behind it, but considering that it came from rock royalty, Rick had to pay $90,000 to get his hands on it. Number 4. 1932 Lincoln Roadster. The luxury version of the Roadster came in for even more money than the custom one, but there was no way the Harrison family could pass it up. This immaculately maintained car cost Rick $95,000, and the owner happily traded the cash back to him for an equivalent amount of gold. Wow, that was genius. I mean, really genius. Number 3. 1941 Gibson SJ200 guitar. Another celebrity guitar makes the list, thanks to Stephen Stills of Crosby, Still, and Nash. The folk rock legend once owned the instrument, and the seller had an official bill of sale to prove it. With that in mind, Rick paid an eye-watering $85,000 for it. Number 2. 1915 Panama Pacific Octagonal Gold Coin. Rick was all in on rare coins when he attended a specialized auction in Atlanta, hoping to find a 1915 Panama Pacific Octagonal Gold Coin. He had a buyer waiting to pay $70,000 for the piece, so it wound up being worth it for him to pay a staggering $67,500 for it. And number 1. 200 plus pounds of silver. Finally, the most expensive purchase in the show's history was aggravatingly simple: raw precious metal. A visitor to the shop brought in 200 pounds of silver, purchased 12 years previously when the price was much lower. Rick paid out $111,000 for the mound of metal, knowing he could parcel it out himself for a healthy profit. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you liked it, don't forget to like or share the video. Feel free to comment your favorite buys from Pawn Stars in the comments below. Till then, see you in the next video.